Here we are. Good evening, Melrosians the world over. I'm Tom Catalini.
I'm Sam Hammer.
And I'm Tom Shampoo.
And this is Let's Talk Melrose. It's a show where Melrosians talk to Melrosians about Melrose. Isn't that right, Tom?
It is absolutely 100% correct, Tom Catalini. Thank you for pointing that out. I appreciate that.
Well, we got to set the ground rules. We have to make sure that, there are boundaries. We don't just talk about anything. And you know what I mean? This is for special. It's for Melrosians. But you can be anywhere in the world. As a matter of fact, we have people tuned in from Costa Rica this week.
We have Costa Rican visitors tuning in.
Yeah, we're worldwide. So
absolutely.
Anyway, that's how it rolls. But speaking of worldwide, it's also a special time for the United States of America. Just celebrated our birthday there on July 4th, Independence Day. Who was in or out of the zip? What did you do? Sam, where were you?
I was with Tom on the 3rd of July.
Oh, lucky you. Lucky you.
Tom Champ.
Shampoo.
There were like 3 families that went out to Spectacle Island. 3 families and a Dave Martin went to Spectacle Island for the day, and it was great. We ate, we swam, we snoozed, we hiked. It was fantastic.
Did you get new glasses?
Spectacle Island.
Hey,
I gotcha. No, we did not, but it's a great thing to do. Go down the Boston Harbor, hop on a boat, and head over to one of the islands. We did Spectacle, as Sam pointed out, but there's a bunch that you can go out there to and hang out for the day. They have food. This day we were there, which is July 3rd. They had music playing, some jazz, and a singer. It was a great day. I had a lot of fun that day. It was nice. It was a gorgeous day.
And then we all came home and missed each other already. We got together and had dinner.
Yeah,
so
we did.
It was the best 3rd of July
In a long time.
Yeah. What about you, Tom? You were out.
Away. Went up to Maine. Yeah, left the zip. Left in the dark of night, Thursday night before the big weekend. But stumbled back home on the 4th. So it was one of those weekends where, with the 4th landing, on the Monday there, we did all our stuff and then came back home. It was nice to be in Melrose. And we're not big fireworks watchers. Right. So we didn't have any agenda that night, although I'm just learning that there were fireworks in town. Is that true?
Oh, my gosh. Yes. At Bellevue, I don't know what day it was. It may have been later in this last week because maybe it was this weekend, I think. But we can ask Mark, our guest coming on. But
why weren't they on the 4th of July?
I don't know. We can ask him that too. But I have to figure out how to get on this Bellevue invitation because it looked amazing. Well, you have to be a member of the club.
I guess that's true.
But our neighbors,
non-members can't look to the sky. They have to avert your eyes. Non-members.
But I heard you could see them from Russell Park. Like that's how big they were. Yeah.
Wow.
I just figured that was Shampoo shenanigans in the neighborhood. That's what I thought when I hear those noises in the middle of the night. Figures out there wrestling a coyote or something.
Yeah, no kidding. Huh? I went up on Monday, the actual 4th. I went up to New Hampshire for the afternoon, saw my folks and some siblings, and then snuck back into town and hung out. Actually, it was a quiet night. So
yeah.
Anyway, so that's it. And then we had a week off. So a lot's been going on, I think, right? What else has been going on with our 1 week hiatus?
I wanted to quickly mention congrats to the Broken Leg Productions for like a fantastic show. I did not know what to expect with the Drowsy Chaperone last weekend with their high school college performers. Yeah. It was out of this world. Amazing. Like the immense amount of talent. And then of course our Jackson Cerise was hilarious, out of control. It was so incredibly good. So we'll talk about there are 2 more shows coming up in the rest of the summer. We'll talk about in a little bit. But also I got a bill in the mail.
Oh.
To Let's Talk Melrose. It does have Jen's name on it, so I can just pass it over to her. For
They went to the rational one for
Yes.
for the important stuff.
Oh, if you want to get stuff done, you send it to Jen. They know.
You send it to Jen at my address.
Yes.
Somebody will answer. But we got our bill to pay our chamber dues. What do you think? Signed, Stephanie Nelson.
Wow. Stephanie Nelson. Well, I think, that's a great question. I think we ought to put a poll out there and see what people, what's your answer, everybody? Or maybe.
How many meetings did you go to last year?
Yeah,
it's a great organization, but I'm not really sure why we joined in the first place.
So here's the thing is they don't really have meetings. They have networking events. So they have four signature community events and multiple networking events. But I would love to go to some chamber meetings. Like I know the board meets, but I want to get into those meetings.
What's on your agenda for the chamber meeting that you're attending in your mind?
It's TBD.
Why don't we have Stephanie come on and pitch us?
Oh yes,
right.
I'm sure she's watching.
I'm sure she's got a PowerPoint.
That's a great idea.
Yeah,
I'll book her.
It would be good to hear from her perspective what's going on in the chamber these days, what's new and different anyway. Nice. All right, we ready to move on to the news?
Yes, we should move on.
Never gets old. Where is Jen? My goodness.
She landed
out
today.
Of the zip code. What's that?
She just landed today.
She did.
Yep.
Back on terra firma?
Yes.
Welcome home, Jen, if she's watching.
Yes, welcome. Certainly. So I guess who else has landed? Of course, I follow every tweet from Mike Karaji, like most people in Melrose do. And not so long ago, he said, Melrose people, I believe you will have a new patch reporter in 2 weeks. And then on July 9th, he says, give your new friend, Dakota Entelman, a follow, which we did online. And so hopefully we'll have some patch news reporting kind of ramping up in town. That's exciting.
That is exciting because people should not be relying on us for any news whatsoever.
And we rely pretty much exclusively on the Melrose Weekly now, which has been doing a great job.
They have been.
Although one thing not covered in the news or on the community page was this announcement that came out late Friday. So I get all the alerts from City Hall.
Yeah, sure.
And then we got one after hours on Friday about, it was recently brought to my attention that a video was filmed by an organization visiting Melrose municipal areas. Employees allegedly made homophobic and other inappropriate comments to members of the public. And it goes on. And at this time, one of the individuals involved no longer works for the city, and another individual has been put on administrative leave. So this kind of ominous announcement comes out late on Friday, and it's been hard to get any follow-up information on that, although somebody did share with me the videos in question, which gave me a whole different perspective than this announcement. Just sounded like it was, kind of like a rogue employee acting bad in the purpose of their job. And then you see these YouTubers, and it was very I in my personal estimation, not a good faith effort to quote unquote audit city employees. It seemed to me to be quite antagonistic, and their whole point is to go out and get people in trouble. So, I'm trying to get the full picture here, and this is probably a story that will go on for a while. But it seems like two wildly different windows into whatever happened, and I don't know. So I read that statement a little differently after I had seen that video.
Yeah, I watched the videos too, and one of them is almost an hour long, so there was a bit of a story there. I'm with you, Tom. I do feel like it was antagonistic, and I think it's intentionally antagonistic. And here's what I was kind of reading between the lines, if you will. The two people, the YouTube channel talks a lot about police state and living in a police state, all of that kind of stuff. And what occurred to me was, it's kind of a straight line attempt at their effort to prove that they are right. What I mean by that is to go out into a community, point a camera at people, and be jackasses about stuff and incite people into things so that they become upset, and so they may call the police, and then they get to say, look, another example of a police state. The police show up and just bother me. Here I am, Joe Citizen. So it is intentionally antagonistic, and it really is kind of annoying to me watching it and realizing that the guy's lying through his teeth. I don't do this to antagonize people. Yeah, you really do.
Yeah.
You do. It's all you're doing is antagonizing people. And I was also confused as to why go to the DPW? It's a weird place to just show up with a camera.
They're just looking for trouble.
Right. Yeah. It's such a strange thing. Anyway, so I felt like it was too bad. The whole thing was just too bad.
So I didn't get to watch all of it, but I did see part of the one with the meeting. And the only thing going through my head is like, I'm not sure why these guys got a meeting so quickly, or why the timetable seemed to be driven by these folks with the YouTube camera versus the city, having a better process and maybe being a little bit more protective of their staff. So, you see this announcement come out on Friday, and it's like, oh, we had some bad employees that were taken care of. I watched this video and I'm like, I think the city did them a disservice.
Well, so I'm sorry to cut you off, Sam. Were you going to say something? Please go ahead.
I try to get in between
Sam
times.
Here too? Go ahead.
I'm going to underscore everything you both have already said. I have no disagreements yet. To me, it was as a public somebody who works in public service now and having been a municipal employee, it was jarring, and I really felt that if I had been in that situation, I would have been extremely vulnerable and feeling that I was being terrorized. So yes, you have your First Amendment right to be videotaping in public, on public, in the public sphere, but I also have my First Amendment right to not be videotaped.
Yes.
And that I wish
Thank you.
I'd watched. I've never met, I think her name is Polly, our HR director. I'd never met her in person, but her stamina for staying there for as long as she did. I wish it would have been shut down earlier. She did not need to be videotaped for that long watching his video. I just wish there was some intervention that could have shut it down. And I do want to just point out that the comments that were made were extremely disappointing.
Yeah.
But I am also extremely heartbroken by one of our neighbors, a Melrosian, and somebody who works for the city having their face, at least on YouTube now, and this is like being attached to this incident, this scandal. So that also breaks my heart. So it's just another moment where our hearts are broken in Melrose for being in spaces and getting on the news in ways we don't want to.
One of the things that occurred to me watching the videos as well was it's going to be new territory, legally speaking, for the First Amendment. It feels like new territory from the standpoint that, as you just pointed out, I have a right to not be put live on TV.
So
immediately live. So just real quick, Tom, before you get into that, what if you are, for example, a victim of some sort of abuse, domestic abuse or something else, and you moved away to live somewhere else quietly and be removed from the situation, and then someone allows you to, or someone has the power to put you on live YouTube channels without your permission? Like, that seems weird that we would allow that to happen. That person has the right to not be live on TV. It's different if you're recording somebody, but this is live to the world instantly. So it feels weird that people feel like they have the right to do. I have a right to put you on TV live. No, you don't really, I don't think.
Yeah, I think they do. So that's the problem
that's
here.
That's what I mean. Like,
that's the problem.
Territory.
So it's been established, I think, that you can film police in performance of their duties, right? So
that's public servant, though, not a private citizen.
So, right. So they're what they're doing is going after people who are in their capacity working as a public servant at the DPW, at City Hall, whatever.
Right.
So this is like taking something that's meant for the good and really pushing the boundaries. Mm-hmm. Which is interesting, and but it's like too antagonistic, it's too provocative, it's not right in my mind. They're like looking for trouble, and I don't mean to defend, there were some things said on there that shouldn't have been said, and I'm not defending that behavior, but I mean, my goodness, this was not a good faith effort to be going about your business and to have been victimized, which is kind of how it read, and it was really kind of, they were the aggressor in my view. So but I think the problem is, Tom, that you can be filmed in public even as a private citizen if you're in a public space, and if you're a public servant, apparently they can go in and do this. So they're pushing those boundaries on purpose. But this is not like, I don't know where these folks, if they're even citizens of Melrose or where they're from. So like, I'm just like, I'm watching this. I'm like, why would you take the meeting?
Right.
Have a process that does the right thing, and but don't be driven by these guys.
Yeah, I think there's some fear involved in there because of the situation, because these people do have the power to make up a story that they want. Oh, I tried to call for a meeting and they wouldn't have a meeting, so there must mean there's something, they're hiding something. Like directing the narrative, I think, is a really slippery slope. And
there was a tremendous amount of gaslighting as well during this meeting.
Yeah. For sure.
So Tracy, who's watching, asked what happened, and for a quick recap, basically some internet trolls came to Melrose, were antagonizing some city hall staff. A staffer responded with some unfortunate language and hurtful language, and was on videotape. Then they went to City Live, and then they went to City Hall to ask for recourse. And then, in my opinion, maybe our opinion, further terrorized more city staff.
Right. There's a lot to say about that. Right. Like what was happening in that meeting. Anyway, so I think, Tracy, we're also talking about, like, we're getting this new reporter on the patch, and the importance of local news coverage, and being able to see sort of all the facets of stories like this. The Weekly and others can't keep up with what's happening. And I think it's really important. And I do think it's important that we slow down and give these things some time and attention. And so is the knee jerkiness and so you're trying to control the narrative or whatever, but like at a certain point, it's like, excuse me, we're going to do our thing and we're going to run our city in a responsible way. And it doesn't need to be driven by whatever, these folks. Yeah.
Well, that was 20 minutes longer than we wanted to talk about.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. All right. There's more news to talk about.
Speaking of municipal work, our budget was approved for $95.26 million. So I'm curious and excited to see how that has an impact on us over the coming year. Also, the Radio Factory down on Washington Street, where Marty's Furniture used to be, they are now
Radio Factory.
That's
cool.
I don't know what that is.
What is that?
Just what they call it. Who knows?
No, but why is it called the Radio Factory?
Yeah, they making radios over there?
Did they used to make? No, because that was a stuff.
Making noise.
It was a rubber plant, I thought.
Yeah, Converse shoes and all that.
So the Affordable Housing Lottery is open. I'm going to post the link. There's an info session July 18th, which is coming up soon. And there will be 19 affordable apartments in the lofts that will be rented to households with income at or below 80% of the area median income through the application.
Nice. How
maximum
many apartments?
Household, 19 apartments. Maximum household income limits are $78,000 for one person, $89,000 for two people, $100,000 for three people, $111,000 for four people. So.
All right.
Cool.
I was going to ask how many apartments are our total, and so 19 represents what percentage?
Like 400.
Yeah, all right.
Lots.
It's a lot. They added a floor.
They did, yeah.
We covered that on the show. If you were watching.
We were live. We were at the meeting. We were at the meeting together when they pitched it. Anyway, that's another time.
Also, I read, thank goodness for this paper, the Boys and Girls Club is having a summer of wellness, which looks really cool. Weekdays from 10 to 11 a.m. at the Roosevelt School from July 11th through August 12th. There's like an activity every day, like during the week. Also, you can get a free healthy meal weekdays from 11:30 to 12:30 at the Highlands station. So they give you the menu is up, the T station, or the commuter rail. Here is the link to like the activities and the menu.
Wow, so that's cool.
Yes, and then in 2 days, at the farmers market, who is like the best organization to partner with, I have to say. They are partnering with Broken Leg Productions to host the Ogre Olympics. It's a promotional event for Shrek, which is coming up. So this Thursday from 3 to 6. Just come on down. There will be...
Is cornhole part of this?
Cornhole is not part of
Maybe it
but
could
if-
be in the future. I'm foreshadowing. Our special guest is
I
coming
know.
on.
I think
Right.
if we win the tourney, we can take the cornhole with us for a little bit. I read.
Nice.
There will be slime making, sack races, pin the tail on a donkey, obviously.
Naturally.
There'll be a game that's kind of like hot potato, but we're using an onion because Shrek eats onions. He's multi-layered like an onion. Tattoos and ogre ears will be gifted to those who
Permanent or temporary tattoos?
Depends on how much you wash.
Okay.
And then if you could buy your tickets to the show there, and we will give you some ogre ears. So
Nice.
it's going to be amazing. And Shrek,
Nice.
you guys, can you please just be in town for one of these shows this summer? July 29 and 30.
Probably. Are those weekends?
Yes.
I will
All
not
right.
be here July 29th. Sorry about that. I'll be away.
Yeah. I'll live stream it for you.
Yeah, perfect.
It'll be like Rochelle.
Yeah.
But there's a link to the tickets for the shows. So
Yeah, it's a great show.
you would just keep going, or somebody else want to pick it up?
Yeah. Go
Yeah, I was
ahead.
gonna-
We got to get to our guests.
I know.
Keep it going. Keep it going. You're on a roll, Sam. You're doing great.
On all right, it says
Thursday.
Thursday, July 15th, which doesn't seem
Friday's
right.
the 15th. Yeah.
It is.
Oh, okay, it's the 14th. That
Yeah.
was me. Typo. Human error.
Why don't you just read it straight out of the paper?
Also on July 14th from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Milano Center on Foster Street, you can meet with the police chief will be there, some other representation from the police department, and our mental health clinician, Tony Cochran.
Yes.
And Tony has been hired joint. They are the joint jail and arrest diversion program person for Melrose and Stoneham. So that'd be kind of cool to see.
That would be
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
What's up? And then there's a golf tourney. This is our transition to our new friend. Friends of Melrose Football is having a golf tournament on July 22nd at Mount Hood at 1 p.m.
And there's a link in there coming up right now.
Cool. All right. Now we have to get to our special guest, Mark
Speaking
Hall.
of difficult sports,
Hey, Mark Hall is here joining us. Thank you.
hey,
How are you, folks? Thank you for having me.
thanks for coming. Sorry this took so long. Remember we said we weren't
We
going to
said
talk
be quick
about
on
it
that.
for long.
Life's too short and the show is too awesome. So who cares?
Yeah. That's the next T-shirt. I love it.
All right. I like it. Mark
Life is too
Hall
short and the show is
from
too
the
awesome.
from the Knights of Columbus. He was a longtime Melrosian, retired firefighter, and I think you've also served in the armed forces as well. Is that correct?
Yes, Tom.
And now I know you from the Knights of Columbus. I've been hanging out down there because it's just spawned so many like awesome programs. The open mic night every Thursday night, and I'm sorry to say I just missed the comedy show that was this last weekend. So once a month there's a comedy show. There's all kinds of things happening. When the mayor had the block party, BT's Barbecue was down there, and the whole place was opened up. And Mark Hall is the mastermind, I think, the driving force behind a lot of this, making this happen. It's become kind of a real community center, and I've been learning about that. I joined the Knights of Columbus, and as I found out about all the community ends of this, including like all the things that I have always known about around town, but I didn't know kind of how it worked and what was behind it. So, Mark, welcome to the show, and I think you're here to tell us about some of the latest things you're cooking up, right?
Yeah, no, Tom, really. Thank you for having us and allowing me to represent the Knights of Columbus today. We are a charitable organization, a 501c8 nonprofit, and we understand the importance of charity along with unity and patriotism, but most importantly, community and how we can accomplish great things together. And that's, what the Knights is about. And, we want to just give back to that community and recognize the less fortunate that need our help. And we need to appreciate what we have on a daily basis.
Amazing. So
That's
you
great.
have the cornhole tournament coming up
We do.
that will benefit, is it the Bread of Life? Is that correct?
Yeah, so we'll be donating all the proceeds to the Bread of Life, My Brother's Table, the Hometown Heroes. That's an event that we just started organizing within the last 2 years, especially what we've gone through post-pandemic. So we need to recognize them as well. But we do give to a bunch of local charities, and the cornhole fundraising tournament is going to be a 6-month-long fundraising charity every last Wednesday of the month, starting September till February. And then all tournament champions will play in the February. All the champions will play in the Tournament of Champions in February.
Tournament of Champions.
Yes.
So much pressure.
Yeah.
I think LTMM. We have 4 people. I think LTMM needs a team.
The Tournament of Champions.
I want to be in that.
Yes, then you need to come down and register for the cornhole fundraiser.
All right, how's this work? Because everything you do is awesome. So, like, you were trying to explain this to me, and I wasn't quite getting it. But it's so 6 months, but you've got, I think, the chamber involved. You've got these charities you're going to service. There's going to be custom cornhole boards or whatever they're called made. It's just round the clock activity and fun. Like, how's it all work?
You're on the right track, brother. So this is what we're doing. We are trying to provide great exposure for all the Melrose businesses. So we've partnered up with the Chamber of Commerce and our lovely Stephanie Nelson, who is the executive director over there. She does great work, and man, is she energetic.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh my gosh. Hey, are
she's
you guys? Are you a member? Should we
so
do this?
I just joined the Chamber of Commerce for the Knights on behalf of the Knights.
Nice.
So, and she's one of the sponsors of the fundraiser, so they'll be getting some custom cornhole boards. Our own BT's barbecue, right? He is unbelievable. He's got some custom boards. So everybody's getting involved. And the great thing about this is if they donate $625, they get their own custom boards, 2 boards, 8 bags with their custom logo, as well as a carry bag. And at the end of the tournament, we're going to give them back to all the local businesses so they can put them out on Main Street during Porch Fest, Summer Stroll, Victorian Fair, and let the citizens play some cornhole all the way up and down Main Strete from north to south.
Brilliant.
Let the citizens play some cornhole.
Yeah.
Let freedom ring. Yes. So how many are there to be sponsored? Like, what's the setup? Is there, you know what I mean? So you're saying September to February. So you're going to use the hall downstairs?
Yeah. So the Knights of Columbus, has a hall that is for rent. You can contact us at any time and utilize it for large functions. It's equipped with a bar, jukebox. But for these tournaments, we're going to be doing it downstairs. We will have food provided for most of those tournaments by BT Barbecue. So you can come down, purchase, have a couple of beverages on site, play cornhole, have some live entertainment from local talent. Some people from the Melrose open mic night might be there, Tom, so you can get on the guitar and strum.
All right.
Yes.
So how many are going to be lined up? So is it one set of things and everybody watches, or are they like 4 or 5 going at a time? Like how's it work?
So this is what we'll do. We're going to have 3 different lanes. We're going to have a men's single, women's single, and then a team lane. That can be co-ed, however you want to choose your partner. We're not going to restrict that. And then there'll be several other boards out there for spectators just to play as things are going along. It's a large hall. We have plenty of room, rain or shine, and it's just a great experience for all. And like I said, here's proceeds are going to great charities.
Here's the thing I got to know, right? And probably a lot of people. What's the ceiling height? I got a high arc on my shot, Mark. Like, what's the ceiling height down there?
Listen, unless you were field artillery and you got a high azimuth and trajectory, you don't have to worry about it.
All right.
We got they're 25 plus. They're good.
All right, cool.
So Tom Shampoo and I were on a team.
I was just going to tell the story, Sam,
that-
because it's a fond memory of mine.
Was that 4th of July last year? I remember
Last summer.
sparklers. Yes.
Last summer.
Okay.
I guess it was sparkling.
And we destroyed. Like, we didn't even need other people playing. It was that
we
good.
destroyed all the drunk people who didn't care so much about the game. It was easy. I couldn't believe it.
And you may make the Tournament of Champions.
Well, so my thing is, I don't know if we could quite recreate the mixture
Absolutely, we
of
can recreate
elements
that. Absolutely.
because I'm terrible.
Well, there is a
Every
bar
other
there.
time.
There is a bar there.
That's right.
So-
But Mark, we were so good. We didn't even need to play with other people. It was just awesome to watch us.
Recreate the magic, Sam.
I can see the team dynamic right here. So, I mean, it's obvious.
Now, don't forget, those were like 8 or 10 feet apart, right? What's the real distance that these are apart? Is it supposed to be more than 10 feet?
They're 27 feet apart.
What?
Ah!
geez.
All right.
Okay. Oh, we're doing
Uh,
regulation cornhole for this tournament.
Oh, of
This is
course.
regular, yeah, the real deal.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Well, we'll
That
practice.
must be exciting. And so, again, it's once a month at the end of the month, you said you'll do this on
Yes,
Wednesdays?
starting in September, it'll be the
Yep.
last Wednesday of every month, right up through February.
Well, we have to at
fun.
least come and spectate because it would be a lot of fun to go watch that and just hang
Please do.
around. Yeah.
Well,
Please do.
and thank you for keeping Tuesday night free for people to watch this show live. So
We try.
because everybody will be down there.
We host the Melrose Runners Club on Tuesday night upstairs in our other function facility.
Right.
Oh.
That's right.
So we offer two, and we try to donate the space to some of the local venues, for their sponsorship of the city. So
Yeah.
So just a quick observation. I'm sorry, but just a quick observation. This is the kind of stuff we talk about on the show a lot, which is the strength of the community. And this is certainly an example of not just you, but the organization wanting to be there for its community and for people to come down, connect with each other, spend time together, and make their evening or their month or their year a little bit better in some way. So really, thanks for all of that, all that you guys do to make that happen.
Oh, we thank you, and like I said, it's not me. It's the organization. We got a bunch of brothers down there that chip in and donate their time, and without them, just like the community, without each other, we couldn't make it happen.
Yeah.
Right? We're all in this together. It's not you and me, just him or her. It's us,
Right.
and that's what it's about. And
Right.
we need to recognize that.
Can you confirm or deny that I now have to call Tom Sir Tom Catalini?
Well, hear ye, come to a night's duel, because it's possible Sir Tom Catalini could be in the Tournament of Champions.
That's right.
Anything's possible.
That's
You
right.
know,
Well, I'm gonna check the ceiling height and I'll let you know. But I gotta go down and throw a few beans before I decide. But so the other thing is, Tom Shampoo, I think you make a great point, and I love these things that are participatory. Like,
Yeah.
you can drop off some food or some money, and that's all awesome. But it is nice when it's kind of a community gathering thing, and that's what's been happening down there is the open mic, the comedy shows, and all of that. It's just it's just been amazing to me. That's like, this is right in Melrose. I can walk there. It's a lot of fun. And then as I've been learning more about the nights while we have you, Mark, like I didn't realize, like the Tom Petty concert and the Beatles concert, like the nights are behind all of that.
Oh. Huh.
Yeah, right? That's what I said.
That's brother Mike DePiero. He takes care of all that stuff and organizes that fundraiser for the last several years. And I'll tell you, he is an amazing contributor back to the community as well as his parish. And and we have many men like him, like brother Matt Finicos, part of the Melrose Comedy Club. He organizes all that. You guys just missed Dave Russo making a surprise appearance because he loves it down there so much.
Oh.
And we do a lot of those Route 1 guys. We got a concert coming up October 15th by the Undercover Band. So you got to get tickets for that. That'll be on Eventbrite. And then we got a bunch of other things going on. Summer Stroll, Porch Fest, Victorian Fair. So we're going to be active. You're going to see the Knights of Columbus out there spreading the charity and inviting the community to recognize those charities and give back.
Fantastic.
It's good stuff. There you have it.
Well, we can't thank you for having us enough.
Yeah, well, we hope the LTMM effect brings it to the next level and just keeps it rolling.
Absolutely.
Just keeps it rolling. So yeah, thank you so much for coming on, Mark, and giving us the update and the inside scoop. And sounds like we're gonna have to have you back for some more updates in the future.
Right.
Thank you very much. I look forward to that opportunity.
And we'll have you back when Tom gets his gold medal for the Champion of Champions.
February, yeah.
You have to give
Sir
it to
Tom,
him.
that's Sir Tom, correct?
So I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sir
Yeah,
Tom.
you know what? So whatever the show is after the last Wednesday in February, just clear that whatever we have booked because it's going to be all about the
It's going to be
tournament.
all about
Yeah.
the tournament.
I'll tell the staff to do that.
We're usually booked out well in advance.
As you can tell, pre-show.
Yeah,
Oh my god!
yeah.
All right, awesome.
All
Well,
right. So, did we tell Mark about the dancing off at the end? You know
I
about
don't
that,
know. I
right?
didn't.
I know.
He's ready. He's
Oh,
ready
he
to go.
watches
He's a
the
fan.
show.
He watches the show every week.
Dance on over to 23 West Foster Street, Melrose Knights of Columbus. Show your support, and we'll take care of Melrose as we talk Melrose.
nice.
Yeah.
Wow, that's the way to close the show.
Yeah,
That's
Wow.
the way to close it. With
I'm
that,
inspired.
We'll see you around town.